right? This is deep stuff. I love talking about this stuff. So how many of you guys know that if you don't believe in what you're doing here, like you can want, you can do, you can take all the steps, but if you don't actually believe that this is going to work, that you're going to make something happen here, it's not going to happen. How many of you guys know that? Do you guys know that? You have to have the belief, okay? And sometimes that's where things get tricky. So I'm going to talk to you about this. So if you've tried to manifest before, or you're having some trouble manifesting, 9 times out of 10, lack of belief is the cause, because that's going to block your blessings, okay? It's going to block it from happening. So you have to believe, okay? So desire plus belief plus expectancy. So desire, so wanting something, plus believing this is going to happen, plus expecting this is going to happen, and then action, taking action. You still have to take action. You can't just like put it out into the universe and then it, you know, falls in your lap. Sometimes it does, sometimes, but you still have to take action. There's still action involved. That is what manifesting is, okay? So matter and energy, it's all the same. So like everything has an energetic vibration, right? So like even money is energy. Everything is energy. So you have to really kind of wrap your head around that. We're going to go into it deeper in these next 12 days about how to do that, okay? So stay with me here. So any thought that passes through your brain, okay, thoughts that go through your brain, they fly through these little energetic pathways, right? So it's all energy. So energy can be converted into material form in the real world, right? So it all starts with like these thoughts in here, right? The beliefs, all these things happening here can then be converted into real stuff in the real world, okay? And vice versa. So I actually was talking to somebody today, and I was saying like one of the things, I used to have a lot of anxiety. I've gone through a terrible divorce and custody and all that, and during that I had terrible anxiety, and I would get all bent out of shape and like, you know, like the world was falling apart, and really nothing would happen. Like there'd be a day where I was just a basket case, and then I would pause and like be sitting in my room, like the phone didn't ring, nothing else happened. I mean, it was a big ordeal what was happening, but in that moment nothing had actually happened. I had created all of it in my head. So we can create all kinds of things in here, okay? So it all starts in here, which is energy. So you have to put energy behind the thought in order to manifest, whether it's good or bad, right? So the energy behind the thought. But how does it work? First of all, you don't have to know how. You don't have to know the how. You just have to believe that it does. So you could learn all of these things. I mean, it's fascinating, right? How this all works. There's books about it. There's like, you know, YouTube videos, like you could read about all these things, or you could just say, you know what? I know it works. I'm going to believe it works. I'm going to go with it. These women are showing me that it's working. I'm going to do it. It's going to work. I believe it. Okay. So like faith, small as a mustard seed, right? Like you just have to believe that it's going to work, and it does. Because the alternative is to believe that it doesn't, and then it doesn't, right? So you're creating it either which way. So you have to believe that this is going to work for you. So the only limit to what you can achieve is what you believe to be true about yourself. That's your only limit, okay? But how do you make yourself believe? How do you do it? What do you do? So I want to give you an exercise, okay? I want you to ask yourself, what beliefs do you hold about yourself which might stop you from getting what you want? What are the beliefs that you hold about yourself or your environment or, you know, whatever's happening, hey Kim, that might block you from being able to bring in what it is that you desire? Think about that, okay? Because these limited beliefs are what's blocking you, and they could be limited beliefs that you are bringing in from childhood. They could be cultural. You might not even know that you have them. Sometimes we carry these beliefs that are blocking our blessings from coming in, and we don't even know that we have them. which is powerful. So these thoughts, these beliefs can be powerful. You can use them for good. You can be blocking yourself and be using them for bad. Really, like, why would you want to do that, right? Okay, so Carissa, one of your beliefs is, I am not made to handle success. Okay, so if you're carrying that around with you, all of this manifesting that you're going to learn how to do in this next, 12 days is going to be blocked by that belief, because your mind is not going to allow this to happen. You're not going to allow yourself to bring it in. So we have to, like, the very first step is to crush these limiting beliefs. We have to, have to, okay? So, okay, so here's an example. So like, let's say you want to manifest a huge amount of money in your business or something like that, Carissa, right? Like, but your belief is already that you're not made to handle success. Or you might think like, that won't work for me. Like or even like with this raffle, you might think like, oh, I'll never win. I never win anything. Like all of these things you're saying are, number one, they're not true. So it's only true, like, is it Googleable? Is that a word? Is it Googleable? Can you Google it? Are you able to prove that? Like, my hair is black. Sure. Yes, that is true. I don't deserve success. There's no way to prove that. You know what I'm saying? So these things that you're saying to yourself, ask yourself, like, is this actually true? Or am I just putting this out there because it's a belief that I'm holding that's stopping me? So, okay, here's another example. So this is a book, right? This is a book. Objectively, yeah, I think we should make Googleable a word. Objectively and subjective, right? Subjective, objective. So the actual fact here is this is a book. I could say this is an amazing book. Somebody else could say that's a really terrible book. But neither of those is fact. The fact is this is a book. So you want to try to live in that factual belief there in here when you're, well, not just when you're manifesting, but all the time, okay?